Hey everyone. So one day my friends and I were watching TV and the trailer for Great Wall came on, directed by Yu Zhang. It's a new movie. It's based in China. It's basically what it sounds like, the Great Wall. It talks about how the soldiers had to fight off the enemies. They used the bow and arrows. Very cultural, very historic. We thought it was very interesting and fascinating. However, halfway through the movie, we realized something was off. It was kind of different. By show of hands, who has seen a movie lately that had an Asian playing the main role? Being Asian, I have personally seen deficiency of Asians in movies and in the entertainment industry. I've also done extensive research on this topic to talk about so. I can confirm that there is a lack of Asians in the entertainment industry, and today I'll be speaking about 3 topics: Bruce Lee, yellowface, and how there has been an increased representation of Asians, or at least how they have tried to. So first I'm going to talk about Bruce Lee's journey and his whole experience in acting and martial arts. Bruce Lee is iconic. He's iconic for his movies like Enter the Dragon and many others, where he's famous for his martial arts skills and his acting skills. He's looked up to by many. In the journal Sport History Review by John Wong and Robert E. Reinhardt in November 2013, it states a lot about Bruce Lee's acting career, and it kind of just explains what happens and the history behind it. So he's actually the first Chinese actor, first ethnic Chinese actor to play an important role in American television. Later on in his acting career, he was auditioning for a movie, and it was for a Shaolin monk role. A non-martial artist, also non-Asian, was picked over him for that role, and this was mainly due to Lee's thick Asian accent, so they didn't want that in the movie. Rejection is an open window of opportunity, so Lee returned to Hong Kong and he began to make his movies there and produce them there, so he can bring it back to Hollywood later to showcase to them. Next, yellowface. So if you don't know what yellowface is, basically it's when Caucasian people would dress up as Asians. They put on makeup, they put on the cultural clothing, and they act as Asians in Asian films or Asian type films, instead of hiring actual Asians to do so. In the Quarterly Journal of Speech by Anjali Vats and Leilani Neshami in November 2013, it is stated that Coco Chanel, a designer from Coco Chanel, created a short fashion film called Paris Shanghai. So basically, this short film, Paris Shanghai, was to showcase some new clothing and some new designs, kind of revolving around the Asian type culture. So it's almost like a trip around Asia. However, it did not make sense because what they did with this film was they used yellowface. They used Caucasian actors to play these Asian roles, which made no sense to me. Why would they not choose Asians to play Asians? It just does not make any sense to me. There is a bias against Asians in the entertainment industry due to racist producers and directors who do not want Asians to play or act in their films. Also, in the Journal of Popular Culture by Anthony Seifai Shu, in February 2006, it stated that even in video games, there is a bias towards multicultural characters. Now, this is kind of more in the entertainment industry side, but if you kind of look in the background of your video games, there's not that many Asians characters in the video games also, unless it's an Asian game, right? I was playing this game called Goat Simulator the other day, and it's basically you're a goat and you're in a virtual world doing goat things like licking stuff and like kicking people. And I'm not gonna say that the background is full of Caucasian people, but there was definitely a abundance of white in the background. That's all I saw, if you catch my drift. Lastly, there is an increased representation in the entertainment industry, or at least Asians are trying to do so. They're trying their best to push forward, and they're trying to pursue their goals of being in the entertainment industry, even though that there is this hurdle that they have to get past. The Hollywood creates this monotone vision of the world, and it's almost like when you see a movie, you expect this Caucasian actor to play the main role, and you expect them to be masculine, whereas Asians are never really depicted as masculine in movies. In the Asian Pacific American Law Journal by Christina Shu Chen Chong, in 2016, the bamboo ceiling is referred to. And the bamboo ceiling is basically this made up ceiling, and it's also bamboo referring to Asians. But it's basically the impeding progress on Asians, and it could refer to anything, but in this case it refers to entertainment. Hollywood creates many excuses to not hire Asian actors, such as there are no bankable Asian actors, or we don't get that many Asian auditions. But in reality, they're not trying to do so. They don't really care, which kind of sucks. There is a group called East-West Players, and they are an Asian form group. They are a theater group mainly, so they do live performances, and they kind of created their own entertainment group because they didn't have the chance to do so in Hollywood. In an article by Audrey Cleo from NBC News in April 2016, it stated that East-West Players celebrated its 50th theater season. 50 years is a long time, and it's amazing that they've been keeping up so far and that they're becoming even more popular now. They're inspiring Asians day by day to pursue their goals in the entertainment industry, to be artists, to be creative, to be imaginative, even though Hollywood is putting this bamboo ceiling on top of them. Shows such as Fresh Off the Boat, you may see on Netflix, it's all Asian, mainly Asian characters being the main role, and it's becoming this new path for people to keep pursuing their goals. People see this and they're like, hey, I can do it too. If I brought my grandma with me today, she would tell you all about the amazing actors, Asian actors and Asian actresses that she has seen, because she literally watches Asian dramas all day and all night. She like barely sleeps, that's all she does. Wrapping it up, Bruce Lee made a huge impact on the entertainment industry, being the first ethnic Asian actor in Hollywood. Yellowface is definitely an issue, it still is an issue, and hopefully in the future people will hire Asians to play Asians, not people who dress up as Asians. And finally, there is Asians trying to increase the representation in the entertainment industry, which is great, because everyone should follow their path in life and reach for their goals. With all this info, it is clear that there is a lack of Asians in the world of entertainment. So finishing my story that I started in the beginning, we're finishing up the trailer of Great Wall. We noticed Matt Damon was playing the main role. He was the only Caucasian person in the trailer that we saw, and he was the hero. Why was the hero in the movie Great Wall in China with all Asians? Why was the hero Caucasian? It just does not make sense to me.